Hi there, I'm Munira Aidenwala. I'm a pediatric occupational therapist and specialise in helping parents and their children with sensory processing, coordination and writing difficulties. Many children struggle with writing because their hands hurt or their hands get sore when they write. And this may be because they press too hard on their pencil or they press too lightly. So how can you help them? So firstly, let's look into the why, and then I'll show you 3 steps to help with their pressure control for writing. So why do they press too hard or lightly on their pencil? So understanding is often the first step in helping your child with their writing, and it makes sense that kids press too lightly on their pencil due to weakness. So let's get to the bottom of why a child presses too hard on their pencil. And there are 2 reasons that kids press too hard. One is sensory and the second is motor or strength. And many people think that kids press too hard because they're too strong. But that's not the case. By pressing hard when writing, your child gets extra sensory feedback to the muscles and their joints. They're tensing their muscles to try and feel their hands more in an attempt to better control their pencil. So because they feel lost in their body, they're trying to get extra sensory feedback by pressing harder so that they can then feel their hands more, which ultimately helps them to control their pencil more. So children also press too hard because they don't have the strength in their hands and their fingers. So they have to use an all or nothing pressure. So they use all the force that they have versus being able to control the amount of pressure they use on their pencil, or to use just the strength in their hands and fingers to control the pencil. So pressing too hard is not very efficient and it results in sore hands. So what can you do? So here are 3 steps that I use to help children develop pressure control in my one-to-one sessions and my online Foundations for Writing program. Step 1 is to develop body and spatial awareness. And this helps your child to feel more aware of their whole body and to strengthen their whole body. And then step 2 is to develop core and shoulder strength. This helps them to have a stronger, steady base, which ultimately helps them to control the movements of their hands and their fingers for fine motor control. And then step 3 is to develop pressure control. And to do this, we do activities that require delicate or lighter pressure to train the body and the muscles to work lighter. And then for children who press too light, we do activities that need more force, such as hammering or squeezing dough. So if you want to learn more about this, you can check out my Foundations for Writing program, which is where I help parents to learn about and to develop these underlying sensory and motor skills for their child, so they have the skills in place to help them be more comfortable with writing. I'll see you next time. Bye.